Hello, this is Brandon P.T. Davis, theatrical scenic designer, and in this Vectorworks quick tip tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a camera and render a model. So, let's start with, we have this table model that we've created, and so the first thing that I think we need to do is we're going to drop some lights. So if we go to our tools palette, in the visualization palette, which is the one with the little light bulb, we have this light tool. We're going to come up here, I'm going to choose a spotlight. I'm going to drop a spotlight in the center of my model. I'm going to go ahead and keep it a white light. I'll keep all of these the same. I'll just drop this light. And if we come down here to the tilt, we're going to tilt the light 90 degrees so it's pointing straight down. So now if I go to front view, we have our light. Position it here. And make sure that keep our tilt at 90 degrees. Now what I can do is I'm going to take and look at this in perspective view. So if I go to this drop down here, change it from orthogonal to normal perspective, that'll give us a little bit of perspective, and then I can do a fast RenderWorks. I just want to see kind of how the light's going to affect the object. So I think that I want a little bit of a front light. So I'm going to come in, drop another light bulb, place it about here, press OK. And so I accidentally just dropped a point light, which is basically like the light fixture of like a lamp in your living room. I want to change this to a spotlight so it's directional. I'm going to now go into the right view mode, select the light, drag it about here, point the light at our table, and then I think that's probably good. Maybe we'll do like more of a side light. Alright, so now we have these two lights. I think that we should probably be pretty good to go. So we need to class the lights so we have the ability to turn them on and off. So I'm going to put the new class S light, press OK. So now the next step is to drop a camera. So the camera tool is located here in the tool set. It's the camera, it looks like the 35mm DSLR camera. That is the camera tool, not the video camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the camera and drag it about center, and I'll double click. So now within this view, the only thing that you really need to change is our aspect ratio, which we're going to change to 16:9. 16:9 is the same aspect ratio used in film or your computer screen. So it's 1.78 16:9. We won't worry about any of these other views just yet, and we're going to press OK. So now we have our camera. So to see what the camera sees, we're going to hover over the camera and double click. And I see that I don't like what the camera sees. So there's a couple of tools. You could always use the flyover tool in this mode, but I recommend using the walkthrough tool. So we're going to do the walk mode. We're just going to kind of walk backwards. Now you see these blue lines, these my little blue angles. So that's the picture frame. So if I use the elevator mode, I can kind of slide it down. Since this is the only thing in our object, we're going to zoom in. And then I'll probably slide down a little bit. And zoom in. I think that's probably pretty good. So the last thing that you need to do, well, not the last, the next step is you're going to create a viewport out of this camera that you've selected. So all we have to do is go to View and create Viewport. And then it says create a viewport from camera. So we're going to link the camera. The camera is moved from the design layer to the viewport. You can also keep it so that it's linked camera and the original camera is still in the drawing, or not link the camera. I think that the best plan of action is to link the camera in the viewport. So we're going to go with the first option. And we don't want to title this rendering, so I'm going to uncheck the title. And you can go ahead and give it a name though. So since it's the rendering, we'll name it rendering. And we're going to put this on the rendering sheet layer that was created in your document. The rendering sheet layer is a 16:9 image. So I'm going to go ahead and press OK. And so now we have our rendering, and you'll notice that it is on the sheet layer perfectly. That's why we have that layer in the document. And so with the sheet layer, what I'm going to do is we're going to go and we're going to choose a render mode. So I'm going to go to the Renderworks styles. I'm going to use the UTEP realistic final, but you might want to use realistic fast depending on your computer. And then I'm going to press update. So what that's going to do is it's going to create an image. In our UTEP file, we have black backgrounds. So, what I could do is I think I might add a light. So what we can do is we'll go back to the design layer. So, it seems like it's a little bit dark here. I think it's actually pretty cool. But if we add a point light, we might get a little bit more response. So we're going to go back to the ground plan. Sorry, not the ground plan, the sheet layer. Come into our lights. And I'm going to add a light. I'm going to add a point light. I think I want some little, more dramatic lighting. So I'm going to change the colors. I want to make this light maybe, a saturated pink. And then we'll do this one as a blue. And then I'll keep this one as a white light. So now you can go back to our rendering sheet layer. We're going to update that. So we can see that that light we just added created a pretty good effect. Now we can see this area really quickly, and I think the dramatic lighting looks pretty good. So with that, we want to kind of create an image file of this. So to do that, what we'll do is we'll go to File, Export, Image File, which is right here. So you want to change the resolution to 120 pixels. We're going to change the area to all pages as a single page. So if I click wireframe, we can see that that's our image. And then we're going to keep the print size the same. Now I'm going to press save. I think that going with that name is good. So there's our image. And so that concludes this Vectorworks tutorial. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.